Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ. Got a match for you today on Shards. Not my favorite map by any stretch of the imagination. It is a domination match. I don't like that either. But it is what it is. And we're here in the Soviet Tier 7 battleship, the Vladivostok. Now, I know if you've watched my previous videos, up to this point in the tree, we were using Lev Gawler. I recommend Gawler for tiers 4 through 6 in the tech tree, as well as the Poltava. However, when you get to tier 7, and by extension tier 8, in my opinion, you need to move back to Mikhail Kedrov and put him as the captain of the ship. So we've got Kedrov in here. We've got a survivability build. And we are taking shots at a Miyoko. Front 2 turrets only. And cruisers are where you get it done here in the Vladivostok. It's interesting because, you know, the gun's accuracy kind of gets all wonky outside of 11 kilometers. That being said, you don't want to get too close. But you can see the accuracy picked up there as we smashed the Miyoko for a pretty good chunk of damage off our rear turret. Another thing, if you haven't watched the other videos, the armor scheme of Soviet ships is very unforgiving. If you've got your bow profile towards the enemy, you're going to be okay. If somebody gets side shots at you, you may go back to the port very quickly. Like that ship goes back to the port very quickly. Couple of Citadel hits, devastating strike, first blood, and our first kill on the Miyoko, who made the mistake, quite simply, of running into an island. You got to punish their mistakes in the Soviet battleship. But the Miyoko did get a torpedo on my teammate, who rushed in there after the dead body. All right, got another cruiser over here, a York. I'm all about shooting cruisers in these Soviet ships. The guns are 406 millimeters. These are essentially the same guns that are on the sign-up, based on what I've read. Also, you'll find this interesting if you are a history buff. My understanding is this ship was really designed by an Italian firm, and essentially it could be, in many respects, considered the Soviet version of the Roma, just with more of a Soviet armor scheme. More shots at the York, which totally missed, didn't lead him enough. Sorry, I was drinking some ginger ale. You know I'm old because I drink ginger ale and root beer. We're not going to get any shots off there. A pesky cruiser, a Helena, going behind the island, hit us with some HE spam. Just get used to being on fire, folks. You've only got 5 damage control parties and only got 4 repair parties. You've got to conserve them. And so I would not use a damage con on a solo fire unless you are at the end of the match and you have tons of damage control parties left over. So I would just let this burn. Although I say that, I may not do that in the video, but I would let it burn out and then heal up after that. All right, so there is the Helena. We are going to engage our heal here in any second now. We're also going to shoot, trying to gauge the right amount of lead to give the Helena. Yeah, that could have been better. I think he's a little too far away. No? It's under 11K. Come on, there should be more accuracy there. And I wouldn't blame you if you used the spotter plane. In my opinion, the fighter plane doesn't get any or hardly any shoot downs of enemy aircraft. So I wouldn't blame you if you're using the spotter plane. We do get some more shells out on the Helena, who conveniently stopped so we could shoot him. And that is our second kill. All right, backing and turning to get that third turret on target. There's an Iowa coming through the cap circle. and we were going to try to punch him pretty good. Not the greatest profile for us. We're going to continue to turn and get that third turret, I think. Okay, maybe not. We do get some cap reset flags. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what the world record for cap reset flags is, but I'll just tell you that I believe I said it, because no one keeps track of that kind of stuff. So just keep an eye on the green cap defended flags throughout the end of this match. I kind of forgot to mention that earlier. More shots here at the Iowa. Our aim point was the bow. The impact point was wherever the Citadel was. And so that's a good hit. And we're just going to try to turn and get that third turret on target and aim for that bow plate. If he goes dead in the water. Now I'm turning too much. Why am I turning so much? Don't turn so much. And he really badly shot that stuff, so he totally missed. One more salvo, front two turrets. He is time to turning away there, so we'll just have to settle for some more cap defended flags. All right, taking a look at the game here. It is already 4 ships to 4. I can't see how much time is left. 7 minutes, halfway through the game, 4 to 4. A lot of ships got killed pretty quickly. The Iowa's now giving us a bow profile. Maybe in retrospect, this is the kind of thing you switch to HE for. However, I'm not that smart, so we're just going to keep shooting armor piercing, because that's what Soviet ships do. And see all those torpedoes. Not too impressive, Mr. Destroyer. They all missed. All right, maybe you got one. Who hasn't been there? Who hasn't shot 15 torpedoes at a ship and only hit them once? All right, moving in, continuing to shoot up into the superstructure of the Iowa. Some more cap defended flags. And we're at 19 right now. Don't worry, plenty more to come. And we're moving forward here, trying to force the action a little bit. And I should have switched to high explosive. Sorry about that. Somebody sent me a very important message about a game I play called Wordle. Wordle 559. I want to let you guys know. 4 out of 6. I got it on the 4th guess. All right. So did the person I play with. All right, so we're moving up on the Iowa, giving us a little bit better angle. Again, I'm just trying to hit that bow plating. I think this is a pretty good angle, defensively speaking. He's turning to give us some more broadside. Let's go into the bow there. Do we get it? Oh, we do get a really good hit, but he gets taken out by the torpedoes. I'm not mad. At the end of the day, because he got killed. And we're at 89,000 damage. And we have a fair amount of health left. However, it is just me and the destroyer left on the blue team. So we got to do a comeback here in order to get it done today in the Vladivostok. So, quick summarization. I guess you could call these low caliber for the tier. They are 406 millimeter guns. You know, I mean, I guess okay for the tier. I just say that with the knowledge that the West Virginia has 16-inch guns at tier 5. You've got a nice armor profile for bow tanking. However, on the other side of that equation, if somebody gets to your broadside, you will get deleted in this ship. You don't have good AA defense, despite what the numbers might say. A good carrier commander is going to have you for lunch. And really, it is about positioning your ship in order to minimize the crossfires that you receive. And also, you got to stay torpedo safe and all that good stuff. So I'm advancing here because that other ship on the other side of the island, to the far left side of the screen, you can see his icon. I didn't want him to get side shots at me. And the Richelieu backing up here again, probably should be using HE. Not very smart. So we're just going to get some more cap defended flags. Because why not? Why not? We've got a few of them. We're going to try and get some more. All right, and really here what I'm doing, not that it's a scheme or anything, but I'm just keeping this guy distracted. But I kind of wish that the friendly, quote-unquote, destroyer had not been in the open water. I don't understand what he is doing. Get behind a rock, dude. He sees you. He's shooting at you. What is wrong with you? And so, you know, he does get a torpedo strike on that guy, and that's great and everything, but I don't see the need to expose yourself to that. He could be capturing Alpha right now, and we could be assured of a win here, but he's not going to do that. All right. So when I say assured of a win, we're up by 9 points. So really nothing would make more sense for a low health destroyer to go capture Alpha. I talk about this all the time in my destroyer videos. Just go capture the capture circle and you win a domination match. That is not going to happen. Here we gave up a lot of broadside, but we did not get punished for it. Now I am very cognizant that the Scharnhorst has torpedoes. You have to be aware of what battleships can torpedo you. There's a really nice hit on the Scharnhorst. Unlock that high caliber metal. And we are turning away, A, so we can avoid hitting the island. B, so if he was trying to torp, we're going to make it a little more challenging. And here, I just don't understand what the destroyer player is doing. I just don't understand that. You have no health left. Just go into Alpha and let us duke it out. At the very least, we'll win the game. We'll win the game. But instead, he has to do a torp run. Look how close the guy is. And did any of these torpedoes hit the Scharnhorst? Of course they didn't. Of course they didn't. So, destroyer player, I sincerely hope you're watching this game and taking this criticism in which the spirit with which it's offered nothing but constructive criticism. You should have gone to capture Alpha. Because I, with a very slow, unwieldy ship, right now I'm sacrificing my broadside, hoping I can get shots at the Scharnhorst and kill him before he kills me. But at the end of the day, I cannot go back in there because he has torpedoes, and that is certain doom for this ship. So at the end of the day, maybe I could or should have been more aggressive there. I just didn't feel that. I hadn't seen the Scharnhorst shoot torpedoes. You know, what would be truly funny is if the Scharnhorst commander forgot he had torpedoes and never shot them at all in this match. I just don't know. He's hiding behind the island because he knows he has the points. He's taking Bravo. And if we'd captured Alpha, we may not have had to worry about that. But because our destroyer, he tried to be a glory boy. Like Steve James told us about in American Ninja, glory boys get everybody killed. You know, I just think you played that wrong. And I can't go in here after him. Because if I do, he's going to torp me. And now we do get some last shots off there, the last of our cap defended flags. You know, but at the end of the day, there is not going to be enough time for me to finish off the Scharnhorst. I probably could have been more aggressive in the open water. But at this stage in the game, I cannot risk torpedoes. And I certainly can't stop and back up quick enough to prevent the Scharnhorst from winning this match. It was really disappointing to me because I played a bunch of matches after this one trying to get a better match in the Vladivostok. And let me tell you, it is just so unforgiving to play this ship. I've gotten deleted probably 5 times in the last week because an enemy shows up, didn't see him there, or he penned me and got to my citadel from an angle I didn't expect. Here we're backing up. We just can't do it fast enough to get shots out at the Scharnhorst. And again, this is just a loss that in my mind is totally preventable. But nevertheless, it is a loss which illustrates a lot of the strong points of the Vladivostok there. We leave them on just a thread. Now, Scharnhorst, what are you doing coming out there? You got the game won. You know? And the Scharnhorst guns aren't high caliber enough to get through this armor, or he's not aiming it the right way. You know? but we're not going to get that reload. And so we end up losing the match. Boy, this must have been a long time ago if there's a gold thing there. Good grief. I don't know what campaign this is from. Anyway, here on the victory screen, First Blood Medal, Devastating Strike Medal, High Caliber Medal, 144,155 total damage, 2 kills, 3 hits to Citadel, 33, count them, green cap defended flags. Just over 340,000 silver, 2909 ship XP and commander XP in the loss. I would have loved to seen what these numbers would have been if this had been a victory, but I just didn't feel comfortable getting up close with that Scharnhorst. GG to the Scharnhorst captain. All right, we ended second on the board, 1939 base XP, 3 medals, 2 big kills. Oh, really disappointing that this is the way the match ended up, although some of that blame probably ends with me. You can see I have somebody muted. They must have been an idiot at some point in time. All right, here we are in the port, taking a look at the ship. Modifications, aiming systems mod 1, damage con mod 2, target acquisition system mod 1. You know, you could use concealment, but to me, the spotting of the enemy ships and torpedoes is more important in this ship. And main battery mod 3, the Vladivostok is fully upgraded. Taking a look at the loadout, 5 short duration damage control parties, 4 repair parties, 4 catapult fighters. Again, didn't play a part in this match, but extremely ineffective. Wargaming, can I have the permanent camo, please? Sorry, I'm OCD, I have to get rid of that. No permanent camo for the Vladivostok, Ouija. Get off your ass. And the 2-year strong flag. Stats, 93. 73,600 hit points and a 28% torpedo damage reduction. Here's the 3x3 406 millimeter guns. 16.9 kilometer firing range. 27.4 second reload. 31.7 second turn time. HE shells, 850 max damage, 41% fire chance. AP shells, 13,100 max damage. 2 sets of secondaries. The range of both is 5.2 kilometers. 6x2 100s. Reload every 3.8 seconds to 1,400 HE shell damage with a 6% fire chance. The 6x2 152s reload every 8 seconds to 2,200 HE shell damage with a 12% fire chance. Here's your AA. It's terrible. Your secondaries, first set of secondaries, is dual purpose and does count as AA, but it's not long range enough. Maneuverability, 29 knots, 950 meter turning circle, 13.7 second rudder shift time. And concealment, 15.3 on the surface, 12.2 from the air, 14.8 when firing in smoke. I'm not using a concealment camouflage. All right, here is the armor viewer of the Vladivostok. Well, your Citadel is better than some other Russian Citadels. Lower in the water. Got a less armored plate on the roof there underneath the superstructure. You do have an armor belt that goes forward on the bow, and then above and below that is 32 millimeters. Torpedo protection, it's somewhere. Casemate armor continues that armor belt, but again, it's not going to do a lot when you're broadside. Turrets and barbettes. Barbettes are heavily armored. Turret faces are heavily armored. In my opinion, these turrets do get knocked out pretty easily. Anyway, that is the armor profile of the Vladivostok. All right, here's our commander, fully maxed Mikhail Kedrov. We got Cunningham and D. Ravel as our inspirations. In row 1, we chose Not, the one for nuisance. In row 2, Crisscross. In row 3, the unique skill volunteer. Row 4, Master Mechanic. And, of course, Fight Fire with Fire. Anyway, that is the Vladivostok, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. I'll see you on the next video.